pharmacy in 2018 from BLD Pharmacy College, which is based out of Bijapur, Karnataka. And from then, I I completed my internship in BLD hospital itself and started my first job in healthcare IT. I was always fascinated by IT field, but even before healthcare IT, I did couple of jobs for very quite a few time. It was not for a long time, so that's why I think it's not worth mentioning those. As a medical writer, as a with core medical stream also I worked, and then I started working in healthcare IT on ETMF, electronic trial master file. Even I did that for a couple of months, and I was not getting that so to say that satisfaction from those jobs, because I was not able to impart my whole knowledge, the thing which I've learned during my PharmD course. So then I thought, let's do something else, which is kind of a combination of healthcare and IT. And then this journey began. For sure, I'll let you know about the journey as we go ahead with this session. But for introduction purpose, I'm just keeping it very short. Then I started studying about IT. Both my siblings, I have two elder brothers. They both are in IT, and always in my house also it was kind of a IT environment. I had been listening to them, understanding the terminologies, understanding the processes, and that's how I developed my interest. I started studying Java first. Java is a programming language, and then C Sharp. Partially I learned Python as well, the kind of a basics of Python's SQL. So a lot of other tools or technologies or programming languages which are required to get entry into IT, and that's how it started. For me, the transition was not that difficult or not that easy. It was kind of a moderate, um, where I have faced a couple of challenges which we can talk about during our event, this meetup. And then yeah, it was thrilling, and it just precisely just 3 years, 2.5 or 3 years nearly into IT, and I got job on site. And right now I'm in Germany. The capital city of Germany is Berlin, so I'm right now there working for an IT company as a IT person, senior tech consultant. So that's my position, and in between this I've done a lot of things which we can discuss further. So this is my quick introduction, Rajeshwari.
Yes, sir, it was great. But we can have open discussion. Anyone
Mhm.
can interrupt anytime and ask whatever you want to know about, sir. So quickly, I am having a small question. Like, is this decision you took this decision of transition after doing a job in family career or directly after completion of family?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's like when I completed my doctor of pharmacy, I started working. I don't take names of those companies because I just worked for 1 month, 2 months, and I did not get that satisfaction of that job. I believe that a lot of attendees today also are working in pharmacovigilance or medical writing. No bad or no hard feeling for that stream, but it was my personal decision. I was not getting that satisfaction, so I switched. I worked as pharmacovigilance for one company. It is again in Pune, and as a medical writer in Mumbai, and that was a big company. But for both these jobs, I just worked for 1 month, 2 months. So, and then I quit. And the decision why I took this, because for pharmacovigilance, even we say that we process cases and this, that, we do sometimes, medical coding as well, if it is our job as a pharmacovigilance person. But still, I feel that the impact was not at the greater extent. And if you really look at it, we study a lot of subjects in during our PharmD. We study, pharmacotherapeutics, pharmacology, and this, that, clinical research. So we come from that vast curriculum, and at last we go with the pharmacovigilance only process, which is kind of a, you know I will not call redundant because it would be harsh word, but it's like a monotonous job. Every day we are doing same thing with different cases. So that was not satisfying me. So that's when I thought to, like, for me it was like, I wanted to explore something new. And while exploring it, I got my passion, which is core IT. And here I build healthcare softwares. I build healthcare accelerators, which can be used in doing the healthcare day to day activities. And yeah, coming to your question, it was solely my decision. It was out of my interest. And then I feel a bit of, I'm kind of a lucky also in this process, because having guidance within home, like I had two siblings who guided me, who explained me the steps and all that stuff. So in that sense, I'm kind of lucky, but decision was solely made by me, and I stick with this decision, and I made this transition. Hope that answers your question, Rajeshwari.
Yes, sir. So, can you describe anything more about your current job role in Germany?
Yeah, that's again a great question, because I think this is not only your question, Rajeshwari. A lot of others also having this question, but just to let them know, don't hesitate. I know you have ability to unmute yourself and ask questions. I am here as your peer, as your friend, as your whatever you call it. Okay, so don't think that your question is silly, or your question could be personal or something. No matters. I would love to answer those questions. Okay, so let me answer your question, Rajeshwari. So um, I'll give you three pieces of it. First piece, I started in IT as a developer. I used to code, but then I thought, I was getting to know more about IT while working as a developer, and then I came across many companies. Again, I would not take names on this platform, but there are many companies who build healthcare softwares. Okay, and there you need not to code as such, but if you know coding, that's even better for you. That's so, it is so advantageous, so beneficial for you. So earlier, I started as a developer doing only programming, like one computer science background person does in IT. Then I switched as a business technology consultant, which is like, yeah, I know the healthcare side of it, and then I know the technology side of it. It's a combination of thing. And then I started imparting my healthcare specific knowledge in building these softwares. And that was the time, when I my career got boosted up so much. And in just 2.5 years, I got on-site opportunity. So my job is to understand the business process of healthcare companies, build a tailor-made solution for them. uh, just example, if they are into clinical trials, and if they want to conduct the clinical trial, and if they want to store the information, retrieve the information, upload the files, contact regulatory agencies, contact their vendors, contact their sites, etc., and etc. To do so, I build a software which sends email, which create tasks for their users, etc., and etc. So this is what my job is. So yeah, it's kind of a consultant job where I need to understand the business and give the solution. Not really coding nowadays, because like i I made a progress from there, like being a only developer, then now developer and consultant. So that's how it is. Does that answer your question, Rajeshwari?
Yes, sir. It was completely a brief one.
Yeah. Yeah, good evening, Satvika. Java and Python, it is sounds different. So don't find any difficulties. Yes, yes, absolutely. It's not so easy, or else everybody would have been in IT and searching for a on-site opportunities, etc. and etc. But with your dedication, I think, because see, one thing is for sure, um, you know, if you put your 100% in anything, you will achieve that. And you've been listening to this motivational quotes and all that. I don't want to reiterate on those stuff, but what I did is, and this approach really worked me so well, but I will not recommend this approach to everybody else here. So what I did is, I um, created a do or die situation in front of me when I quit my last healthcare job as a ATM. I worked on ETMF tools. So I quit that job and I did not join anywhere else. I was jobless. I started studying then. I used to practice 8 hours, 9 hours every day, and in just 3, 4 months I made this transition. So it sounds difficult, it seems difficult, it is difficult, but I am 100% sure that it's like learning bicycle. If you think development, a programming as a whole, it's too much to have, even too much to think of. But if you create a chunks out of it, like learning only basics first, like oops concept we call in Java, which is object oriented programming language. So only oops, and then bits and bits you have to start learning it and practicing it, and that's how you can achieve it. But yeah, I agree with you. This sounds a bit difficult and different, absolutely. But I think when you'll start, you'll enjoy it. Yeah. I find your job very fascinating from PV person to IT person. Basic thing is patient should know if he she wants to make career in IT. Okay. I did not understand this question completely. If you, Rajesh, if you get this, please, if you can rephrase this question. What are the basic thing
A
a patient?
student should know if he or she wanted to make a career in IT.
Okay, okay. So you mentioned patient, so I got confused. Um, so basic things is, first of all, when I say IT, or when somebody says IT, it's not a tightly packed course. It's like vast thing. Okay, if you, I'm 100% sure that you all know that there are many programming languages. There are many technologies or tools outside in the market. Okay. um, so it's just that you need to first identify which area you have to go, which area you are interested in. Okay. And when you identify that, understand the prerequisites. I can give you one example. Google Cloud Platform is a cloud technology. Okay. And they offer their several services, right? So you need not to learn all their 30, 45 services are there. You need not to learn all those. If you are interested in AI and ML stuff, you can go in that direction. If you are just want to stick with basic and be a administrator of Google Cloud Platform, you can stick with only basics things. So once again, just to reiterate my answer, first identify which tool or technology you are interested in. Second, understand the prerequisite. Third, if you have a mentor or if you have someone in IT industry, like for example, if somebody has done the same thing, they're PharmD and later switch to IT, contact them and have them as a mentor or guide. They'll explain you what to learn next. So again, chunk wise, that should be your approach. First complete the first chunk, identify the tool, then go for prerequisites, and then complete those tasks, and then move your career. It's like that. Did that answer your question, by the way? Okay, so is it? And I think I would really recommend and appreciate if you unmute and then just ask you a question that would be more easy for me. But still, that's fine. Is it compulsory to take coaching or training in clinical research, clinical data management, to join as a fresher in IT companies? Not really. I mean, I don't think so. It's compulsory. It's kind of a good to have, but again, it depends in which what kind of softwares you want to build, or what kind of IT area you want to join. There could be many IT areas. One such I just explained you, the cloud computing, and there are several others, like um, you can go into a server based countries like European countries, where healthcare compliances are too much, they're too stringent. So you can target such companies or countries where compliance does matter, and then you can be a compliance expert, right? You can be also working in IT, and also studying in healthcare specific things, right? Like, what are the new compliances, what are the new regulatories, and still you are working in IT. So it depends, but I feel that it's good to have knowledge if you know clinical data management or pharmacovigilance processes. It depends on you, in which area you are targeting. Yeah, you're welcome.
Sir,
Yes, Rajeshwari.
I would like to ask, like, nowadays, seeing engineering, uh,
Mm-hmm,
mechanical or triple E or any person, at the
mm-hmm,
end of his career, he's having a chance to shift to information technology, learning the computer languages, and there is a huge competition in this
mm-hmm,
IT field.
mm-hmm,
And now the pharmacy students, also shifting their career into an IT,
mm-hmm,
and there will be a rise in, obviously, there will be a rise in competition, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
How to, any comment on this? Like, being a like healthcare field students and learning, getting into an IT, and engineering students getting into an IT, will there
Mm-hmm.
be any difference between us, or how come about the competition between us?
Yeah, yeah. First thing, I really appreciate this question because I've been speaker on many of the technology side events. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll come to know. I've been speaking on many events, but nobody touched on this point. I would like to explain it in bit. So basically, there is something called as domain. Okay, so we come from a domain of healthcare, and CS backgrounds, they come from computer domain. Okay, they know the nuances of it. They know how does computer react to your code, and what you have to basically they know everything about computers. We know everything about healthcare system. uh, Knowing everything is bit, again, is exaggeration, but we are kind of familiar with all healthcare specific things, right? So we carry the domain expertise. Now, when when a computer background person is building software, he or she I mean, they will be having very little or no knowledge about the product, the software. Okay, they can build it, but they don't know the nuances. Okay, um, for example, um, there are, for pharmacovigilance, now you all must be knowing that you have to submit all adverse event in certain format, in XML format. In only 100 adverse events can be submitted at once, so on and so forth. So there are certain rules which they are not aware of. So if they build some software which sends 1,000 adverse events, or which sends kind of cases which are not serious in nature, okay, and submits it directly to regulatory agencies, that's not worth. Regulatory agencies will ask you and your company question, like, how are you sending these adverse events? These are not even triaged, so on and so forth. So at that time, you should be there, who should be knowing all these factors and explaining them that in order to for them to build it according to the requirements of regulatory agencies, right? So your healthcare knowledge would surely very beneficial for you as well as your employer, IT employer. Okay. So coming to your question, the difference is, if you learn programming languages, if you learn about IT, you will be called as cross trained person. Okay, so you'll be knowing IT stuff, you'll be knowing healthcare stuff, right? So whereas a IT guy, if they do only plain CS and they start building softwares, they might not be knowing nuances of finance background, right? They might not be knowing about hospitality background. They might not be knowing about healthcare background. So that's how the domain expertise matter a lot. Does that answer your question, Rajeshwari?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good
Am I
evening.
audible? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, you are.
Myself, Alvin.
Mhm,
So, first of all, like, thanks for agreeing for such a session, because personally, me, after like doing PharmD, uh, it wasn't like a very big decision for me to either continue in medical field or always follow my passion, which was IT always. So right now, like, I have completed my PharmD 2 months back, and as you mentioned, I was in a dilemma whether to go with the medical, because like I was not that fascinated about the medical side of things, and IT was something which always fascinated me. So right now I have selected and training program, but like I'm
mhm,
trained on the all the core IT side. Like as you mentioned, like these days, like I'm starting with Java, C, C++, and all those stuff. So
mhm,
maybe like this question might not be like useful for others, but like I'm just taking this opportunity. Like
mhm,
right now, like I'm being trained on C programming and Java programming, uh,
mhm,
like the OOPS concepts and all those things. So
mhm,
and I do know that like after like 2 or 3 months, like I'll have to as a part of this training program, I'll have to take in stack. So I
mhm,
was always planning for going with merge stack,
mhm,
which was kind of a trending stuff, which is kind of a trending stuff now. So
mhm.
I just wanted to know your comment on selecting a stack, like if you are a pharmacy person, like pursuing an IT career.
Okay. Before I answer your question, Alvin, I would like to know, it's been how long you're doing this? Like how it's been how long you're learning C sharp?
Yeah. Okay. So for C and C++, like I have been learning this for last I'll say three weeks. But earlier, like right now, whatever we are streaming, I'm doing the streaming in this side. Like
Mhm,
in this meeting which you are having, I'm streaming this stuff. Like
mhm,
I have been doing this. Not I won't say that like core IT stuff, but let's say like the freelancing kind of stuff, or maybe
mhm,
more than like 6 or 7 years. But I never had an opportunity to learn the core IT stuff. So after
mhm,
completing my PharmD, like I thought since I have been like doing this for like this long, I thought that
mhm.
I had a strong feeling that like this is something which I should pursue now, or else I'll lose the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a very good question actually. Like sometimes what happens, okay, let me just touch upon or maybe summarize what you said for others to know this. So basically, Alvin is right now struggling into making a decision whether he has to go with full stack, or he just need to continue what he's doing, or maybe look for another alternative for full stack. So full stack is nothing but wherein you learn front end, back end, everything. So you'll be like on your own, you can do whole programming. You need not need a team, a front end specialist or back end specialist or JavaScript specialist or something like that. So that's what Alvin's question is. So here I feel, Alvin, you can stick with C sharp and Java first. uh, because I mean this is my personal opinion, by the way. Okay, so if you go for full stack at this moment, it could be overwhelming for you. It's better you stick with what you're doing. uh, in fact, you go for some tools or some low code or no code platforms like Amazon has, Microsoft has, Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, Amazon Cloud, and then Google Cloud. There are a lot of such low code or no code platforms where very minimal coding is required, and their coding can be done on any language, Java, Python, anything. And if you are comfortable in Java or C sharp or C or basic C's, then still you can learn Python quickly because it's just syntax are different. Everything remains same, the logic building and all that remains same. So my answer, cutting it short and letting you know that right now just stick with what you have learned. Go for some low code or no code platforms, learn those and start coding. And once you get complete into it, once you have maybe 2 to 3 years of hands-on experience, then you can think of full stack, because full stack at this moment would be a bit overwhelming, and you'll get engaged with that and you'll feel like there is a lot to learn and you'll quit. So don't do that. Whatever you have, start. Does that answer your question, Alvin?
Yes, sir. But again, like the doubt I'm having here is like earlier I used to think that like I can like self learn the entire stuff, but later like I came to a realization like maybe this might be applicable for me only, but I came to a realization that like to learn something like you need a structure, like
Mhm.
where you as you rightly mentioned earlier, like where you have some guidance, like it might not be someone who like handhold you throughout the journey, but like there should be some person to point you to the right direction. So
Yeah.
in that way, like I was like extensively exploring for training institutes or like whatever, like the
Hmm. Hmm.
opportunity which I have as a person who has an pharmacy background, like this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
no related to IT, right? So but
Yeah.
I had an opportunity, like since I was like very closely connected with Avenida from the very early stages,
Hmm.
like I had the opportunity to explore the other end of the thing. Like
Hmm.
I got an internship in an US company through Avenida.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
there only I spotted the opportunity that healthcare people have in IT.
Yeah.
As you like were mentioning earlier, like I was also of the same opinion that like engineers who are like core engineers, they know how to build, like but in the
Hmm. Hmm.
healthcare IT side, like there should be someone who should let them
Yeah.
know, or like I mean like make them understand what to build and like what
Yeah.
is the need. So
Yeah.
basically like I was following that particular assumption which I had, and I came to this point where I needed a guidance to like go forward in
Yeah.
the journey.
Yeah.
So but the issue which I was facing was there was like literally no institution or no academy or like no mentor who could
Hmm.
like guide me to, because like I can have an core engineering guy
Hmm.
who can be my mentor and like direct into that field, but I never want,
Yeah.
like since I have this like core background of pharmd, like I never
Hmm.
wanted to like ignore it completely and like pursue another career. So that's an like I don't feel like that's a good thing to do, because like just ignoring whatever you have learned through the all 6 years and like just ignoring that experience. So I thought of like moving into this particular field, but the issue I was facing was there was no academy or like no mentor I could choose,
Yeah,
because like
I think I got your question. So basically, you wanted someone who has, come from the same background, who has done the same struggle, who has seen the same struggle and all that stuff. And trust me, Alvin, this is the main motivation for me. This has been the major motivation for me through these many years. That's why I'm like, as soon as I got job in IT, I started giving it back to my fellow pharmds or fellow people from healthcare background. And if you go on my LinkedIn, you'll find out that the technologies in which I work, they have also written and they have also spoke a lot about me. And that's when they gave me tremendous opportunity to be a speaker on many events, so that I can kind of I will not call it like motivate people, but I can just let others know that how, which areas are difficult, which areas are you need to target, how you have to come up, how you have to answer in interviews, so on and so forth. So far I have helped more than 350 or 400 folks, to understand the IT side of it, to learn IT, to answer all their queries. So we can take it offline also, because your questions, Alvin, are more specific with the processes, and you're already into processes. As you mentioned already, that this could not be relevant for others. They might be thinking that it's too difficult. If you talk about full stack, front end, back end, oops, and all that, they will lose their interest on very first place. So I feel that you can get in touch with me offline also. I'll drop my LinkedIn profile over here in the chat box. And I would love to be a, I will not call myself mentor of you, but I would love to guide you in this process, and I look forward to talking to you offline.
Thanks a lot, sir. And like
Mm.
for everyone else also, thanks for being in like inspiration.
So,
Actually, I don't know like whether someone else will pursue the same path or like or not, but if at all someone is pursuing some path, if they know that like there is someone who has already done this stuff, and like there is a scope, and like there is an like light in the darkness, like that is a great relief actually. So
Yeah,
thanks a lot for like pursuing your passion and like helping others to pursue the same. And I'll surely connect
correct.
with you, sir. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so can I ask one thing, sir? I'm
Yes,
Meghna.
Meghna. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir. So can I know the digital marketing, how the digital marketing will helpful for the pharmacy students in healthcare sector? How we can use the digital marketing as a platform to reach the core healthcare sector? How we can use, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is again an industry specific question, but I have already served or wear multiple hats in my career, so I know the answer of it. So I'll just, like, to get the detailed answer, I might need to reach out to my friends who are working in digital marketing, but I know kind of a high level information about it. So basically, being a healthcare professional working in digital marketing, you get one advantage already, that the hospital setups, the hierarchies, who is your right contact in hospital, which hospitals are, like, for example, the other day I was speaking to one of my colleague in IT, and I mentioned that I used to work in tertiary care hospital. They don't know what is tertiary care hospital, like they don't know the term tertiary. So what kind of hospitals to reach out to, like, if if your company's business is direct with the hospitals, in this scenario I'm telling, but sometimes your company's business would be with manufacturing companies, pharma manufacturing companies. Sometimes it's with KOLs, like key opinion leaders, and people like that. So at that time you get advantage that the hierarchy whom to reach out, their specialist. Like, if your company's business is into only gynec related stuff, right? So the speciality of it. In that way you get one advantage, and you can literally narrate, because digital marketing is all about your narration and your reach. Okay, so you can narrate your advertisements, or your the leaflets, or brochures, or papers, e-papers, in a way that it can be totally relatable to the healthcare people, HCPs, and it can be more detailed, so that they can connect with your product, right? So that kind of advantage you get, whereas a normal digital marketer would only stick with the commercial side of it, like, we can give you this discount, that discount. But sometimes not every client is desperate to have discounts, rather they want to know the product in better way, and you guys can get a huge benefit out of it. And does that answer your question, Meghana?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I got it. I got it.
You have
Thank you,
any
sir.
follow-up questions to this?
No, sir. I have to think it. Just
Yeah,
a minute,
but
sir.
Yeah, but I told you, right? This is kind of high level answer right now. Like you asked me what benefit a pharmD can get, or a pharmacy person can get. But if you need detailed answer, I can make you to connect with the right set of people who are already in digital marketing since years now, like since 9, 10 years, and they can help you out with the detailed answer. But this is what I feel, this is what I have seen. Although I have not seen any person coming from healthcare background and working in digital marketing, but I've seen people coming from finance background, like masters in commerce and all that stuff, and they are still working in digital marketing, and they are using their expertise into this narration and all that stuff.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Please connect with these people, sir. I want more interest in digital marketing nowadays, sir. So,
Yeah.
how the pharmacies can use the digital marketing as a platform to improve the healthcare outcomes? Like, what way we can reach to the patients?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Or you can like, if you're it completely goes. So if you are a freelance digital marketer, it doesn't make any sense of this whole combination of knowledge and all that stuff. But um, if you are if you are with an employer who is into healthcare system, and they want some digital marketer for them, right? They have tools, but they don't have person who can create a strategy or create a campaign plan, so that to reach to the right set of audience, right set of target segments, then you will play very instrumental role there, very key role there. Okay, so that's what I'm mentioning.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes,
how
Rajeshwari.
how long it took to you to be placed after learning the technical skills, and completely after completion of family 6 year, how long it took to be part of some company in the IT sector?
Yeah, that's very interesting question actually. So basically, what happened is, um, uh, I was not so confident, although I like, it's my personal habit that whenever I work on something, I try to understand it rather just doing it for sake of job or to sake of showing it to someone else. So when I was studying it, I was so confident, but as soon as I completed, like, I mean, I will not go in the details, the course which I'm mentioning. I For Java, I joined a course, and I studied that. And once I completed it, I was kind of in dilemma, like how Alvin was, or maybe he is. So that, like, what kind of companies I should approach, what kind of role I should approach, lot of things. Okay, so then I was just speculating the opportunities, and then I came across that there are companies who build healthcare softwares. Okay, so I approached those companies. In fact, I started reading, or in fact writing about what I've learned on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. Maybe we can, going forward, we can have one session on that also, Rajeshwari, like how to find your right set of companies. If you are, even if you are in only healthcare, forget about being a healthcare IT person. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was speculating the opportunities. For me, the challenging part was not learning. For me, the challenging part of proving my knowledge, because I still remember in my first interview there was a lady HR, and I will not mention the company name, although it can be seen on my LinkedIn. So she asked me one question, that why should I trust you, because you see outside 9 people are sitting, they are from computer background, and you are from, she couldn't even say PharmD, she said you are from pharma background, and um, how and why should I trust you? I said, I am not asking your trust. uh, you gave me the assignment, I completed it. You're now taking my interview. Go with the questions. If I don't sound technical, if you think I'm lacking somewhere, you need not to give me chance. rather asking your trust. I'm asking you one chance. Once if I don't prove anyway, which I'll be on probation, you can throw me out anytime. And that answer have appealed her so much that I cracked down that interview, very first interview of my life. I cracked down that, and I started working for that company as a developer. So sometimes your confidence also does matter. And I mean, I don't want to make this session as a motivational session, but this is how I created my niche, being a healthcare and IT crossed trained person. um, and for me, like, it took 4.5 months, I guess, precisely, to get into IT. And searching job was never been challenge for me, just it was challenging to prove my knowledge. And that's how I did that.
Really a great answer, sir. My next question was to talk about your interview, and that was done.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? Don't be hesitant. I'll tell you one more fun fact, because I'm treating this session. I've been speaker to in many sessions. I was so prepared and all that stuff, but this session I just wanted to do it with my fellow mates who are already either have been graduated as PharmD or graduated in pharma section, anything like D pharmacy, B pharmacy, and they were, maybe they are not struggling, but it's their passion to pursue their career in IT and to have one-on-one interaction. I'm here in this session. Okay, so don't be hesitant. Don't think like, my question will not make sense, or maybe my question is not that important. Whatever is your question, just come front and unmute yourself, ask that question, and we can have one-on-one interaction. Don't worry. Any other questions? Okay, meanwhile you are thinking your question, let me tell you something more interesting. When I was studying and when I completed my PharmD, I don't belong to well-to-do family so much. So I belong to middle class family, and my parents couldn't afford sending me out for masters. And we all are aware, back then the situation was even worse. Now I'm getting to know from my Indian friends right now who are staying back in India. They are saying that families are also getting opportunity in hospital, this that. But back then it was too worst. Um, so I had only two choices: either work as pharmacovigilance person, which we all know that it's nowadays it's like every other family or every other pharmacy person is working in pharmacovigilance, or go out for masters. I couldn't afford that, but I took this challenge because both my siblings are in IT and they know that it's way easy in IT to get on-site opportunities. This was not my dream to come out of India, but I know that if I work here for a couple of years, and if I get this grooming from these countries, these developed countries, I can come back to India, and that's my long-term goal. I'll come back to India, set up something for people who come from healthcare and who want to pursue their dreams or their career in IT. So that's my long term goal, and this is what kind of a bit interesting phase in my life I'm living right now. That um, even I didn't had money, but I made it to here, uh, whereas my classmates are still studying their masters and struggling a lot. Even studying masters here, they are not able to find the right set of job. And right now um, I'm not exaggerating, or I'm not patting my own back, but I had four opportunities from Germany, one from Canada, and one from Japan. So excuse. So so if you have that ability, if you know your things 100%, like if you are 100% knowledgeable in something, then it's very easy path for you.
Sir, did all the opportunities that you have got is been did you get everything in India after your completion of training in India, or you went abroad for the training and then got a job?
No, I did everything in India, and then my LinkedIn is quite popular in IT sector. Although I don't have many connection in healthcare, because ever since I completed my PharmD, I started using LinkedIn, and I soon I started learning IT, so I created that kind of connection, those sort of connections which are into IT. Okay, so it's the chronology is I first self learned IT in India, started working in India, served there for 2.5 years, and then because my LinkedIn is quite popular, I was not even searching for a job. I've been getting messages from recruiters, from companies, because I speak on many events. So what happens is, a lot of time, attendees would be like, they are healthcare employer, and they want someone who understand both the worlds, healthcare and IT, and they ask their HRs to approach this guy if he's open to work. And that's how I've been getting such opportunities, but I was just neglecting those, because what I was working on in my previous company, I was enjoying that a lot. So, and that's when I didn't wanted to quit it, but there are some reasons I thought it's right time to quit, and then I moved to abroad. This is the chronology.
That's really great to hear, sir.
Yeah. So it's like, in today's era, like, you have to have the knowledge, and you should know how to present it. That's very, very and equally important, because if you know the knowledge, but if you don't know how to convey it, then it's of huge use, but it's not of that great use that you can really get the full potential of it. So right now, even a lot of people are listening to this, they have questions. I am 100% sure that they have questions, but they cannot gather that courage to ask it. And I would urge you to break that barrier, and you'll feel the change. You'll feel like, yes, there is something, like, a quick tips will help you so much. So don't hesitate, ask your questions. If you are really very hesitant or shy person, or not outspoken, or extrovert, then you can write it to me on LinkedIn, or you can also reach out to Rajeshwari and team, and they can pass it on your questions. Are there any questions?
Yes, sir. We got one question from YouTubers, like
Mhm,
the people who are watching in the YouTube.
mhm.
The question is, what if technical systems like AlphaFord AI comes into the picture? Will it replace our jobs or not?
Yeah. So this is not only, this question is only, it's not coming from only healthcare people. It's actually a biggest topic or hot topic right now in IT world also, that chat GPT or Bard, Google Bard will replace our jobs and all that. But answer is very straight. See, it's all about upskilling and upscaling yourself. Okay, it's like, if that tool does your partial job, I'm not denying the fact that those tools are very powerful, they can do our job, they cannot replace us, because you can stay ahead of the game. If you know that there is something which can help you, take take that tool's help and do something even greater. So just for an example, recently ChatGPT has been introduced to market, and everybody is using it, everybody is talking about it. And basically, I'm not quite aware about the tool which he mentioned, the attendee have mentioned, but that's more or less similar. It's a AI tool. So if you know how to use it, you will use it to upscale yourself. Okay, so recently ChatGPT has introduced, I'm learning from ChatGPT now how to learn different tools. I'm asking this question to ChatGPT, like, how can I stay ahead of this game, how can I upscale myself? So it is giving me answer that learn only these simple tools, and you know the algorithm, the AI sort of things, right? So it's not that easy to learn, but certainly, if I could learn and make this career transition from being healthcare professional to IT, then with that tool's help itself, I can upskill myself. So don't get afraid that your job is in risk and you lose your job, or maybe there will not be any jobs. For sure it's not going to happen. As long as we are living in on this planet, we will be having job. It's just that you need to know the right job for you. Okay. Yeah, what is the easiest course? Again, there are a lot of courses, but I feel that if you're good at self learning, then for sure you can learn some data visualization tools, for example Tableau, or Power BI, because that is going to be future now. Backend stuff, it's like getting minimal right now. It's all low code platforms, right? You need not to code for anything. So coding is bit of like, it's not going away completely for sure, because what tools we use to make tool as low code is actually coded in the background. So coding will remain for sure, but it is going to be like one time code, and it's plug and play. Okay. So the future is going to be data visualization tools. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but let me explain and then you can go back and read more about it. Data visualization tools are nothing but, if you have a huge data and you don't want to waste your time drilling down and seeing the unit of the data, then you can create a dashboards, you can create kind of a master report systems where you can see all your data at glance, just with your open eyes. You need not to click through it and read it and this and that. So such tools I can name like Tableau and Power BI for now, but there are many other tools. You can go with that. It's like no code tools. You just need to be a bit analytical mindset, and you need to know how it works. That's all, and you can get your job. After learning the basics regarding IT, are we directly placed in job, or else do we have to do any internship to prove ourselves? Mm, it depends. It depends. I'm not denying the fact that internship will help you, but I feel that if you are so confident and so knowledgeable while learning, you learned it very like keenly, and you know the nuances of it, then I think you can go for a job directly. You need not to get stuck in internship again and again. Just learn it and apply. If you are a bit skeptical about IT jobs, whether you will get it or not, then I'm telling you 100% there are several, like there are majority of companies will not see your background, your percentile or percentages. They'll just see what you bring on table. Okay. So complete your course and approach for those companies. Whichever course you have completed, approach for such companies which they are hiring for, and then just go for a job. Don't get stuck in internship and other things if you're confident. Hope that answers your question.
So we are having another question from YouTube. It
Mhm.
is, what is a suitable role for a family student with a good academic knowledge and experience in content creation, digital marketing, and business development?
Can you repeat the last statement, just last one?
Suitable role for a family student with a good academic knowledge and experience in content creation, digital marketing, business development.
Okay, so the person wants to know out of these roles which one is suitable, or in general which is suitable.
In general, with experience in this digital marketing, business development,
Okay,
what would be the role
okay,
that we can choose for?
okay, okay. So it's very again unique thing if that person has already pursued and served in these roles, digital marketing and content creation, and the last one. Then I think for you it's more of a product manager, where you can create your white papers. Like basically white papers are PDFs, your product brochures, or maybe, when I say product, it's not a pharmaceutical product. I'm saying it can be a healthcare software, or any product where your healthcare knowledge is required. Okay, because you mentioned digital marketing and all that, I'm getting this sense that you are more into digital world than a core manufacturing sector. So if that's the case, then you can serve as a product specialist or product marketing specialist, where you need to read, write, and release or publish stuff or material related to your product. Okay, so for example, if your company is building mm, uh, a tool which can help hospital setups to carry out their processes, to have inventories, like how much of the medications is there in the hospital, how much they need it in next month, right? If they're struggling through such things, and if your company is building softwares to help them, you can read and write and publish more about how your product can help hospitals to maintain inventories, how your product is easy to install, easy to implement, and help the hospital setups. So then you can make use of all these three expertise what you mentioned in your question. Does that answer your question? If yes, then just type yes.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay, so there is one question: how can I directly go for an IT program? I mean, again, no hard feeling for other countries, but all other countries are not so technical. Okay, they have colleges, they can teach it, but not everyone in these countries are willing to work in IT, in a core IT. So, what the exposure which you'll get in India is really not comparable with any other country. Okay, so learn, get IT job in India, work there for some few years, and as soon as you feel you want to come out and pursue your masters or whatever, then you can get entry into other country and then work there, and partially also you can study, or you can come and quit what you're working and then go for higher studies. It's completely you. So but now you're already learning IT and then you're going for masters for Western countries. It's total mess. So I just request you to avoid that. So can you suggest any trustworthy platform where we family people can learn these IT related basics? There are a lot. That's very good question, Satvika, because I feel that you need not to waste money into learning. Like sometimes it's fine nominal fees is, but if they are charging lakhs, 2 lakhs together, I don't recommend that, because we are living in this world that anything can be learned for free. Okay, you have Udemy, you have a lot of course platforms, they come with offers sometimes. If not, then you have chat GPT and some tools which can give you answers. There are a lot of platforms as well. For Google Cloud, there is Quick Lab. For AWS, they have AWS Learning Academy. For like now let's take this question, Satvika, offline, and you can ask me what exactly you want to learn. I'll let you know the platforms to learn it, because if I just throw my answers in air like this, it will not be grasped, I guess. So just ping me offline and I'll let you know the exact precise tools you need to learn. Yes, Rajeshwari.
Sir, finally, like, what would you suggest for this audience, like family students, if they are planning to plan a career in pharma IT? What could be your suggestions?
Um, so first of all is first thing is you should know the basics of your pharmacy. Okay, I've seen people who have who are not so studious. They just completed their pharmacy degree, D pharmacy, B pharmacy, or PharmD, and then they want to make a career transition not only in IT but other stuff also. So that time what happens is you are neither here and nor there. Okay, so first, if you are fresh graduate, brush up on your pharmacy skills, pharmacy knowledge first, and then start learning the additional stuff like IT or any other domain. Okay, so I really give you this kind of a master tip here. I'm not claiming myself as an expert, but this is what I've been observing. This is what I've been experiencing in this domain. That you need to have your thorough knowledge on pharmacy field, and then you can be a subject matter expert, or then you can be a you can impart your knowledge. Okay, and then whichever thing, whichever stream you like, create a plan, understand the prerequisite, because understanding prerequisite is very very important, because sometimes you start learning something and then you'll feel like, oh, this is not meant for me, there are no jobs at all for me, right? So you should not get into such roadblocks or complete the blockage. So start learning, then brush up on your skills, start learning the new thing which you want to perceive. uh, Understand the prerequisite, create chunks like what you have to learn in this month and next month and next month, and that's it. And then third month, after third month, you have to apply for jobs. That's how. Create a plan. If you are good at creating do or die situation, which I did, and that worked out very well for me, you can do that as well, and see how it works for you. But I would not recommend you to quit your current job. Learn it side by side. But if you're getting so much interest in the second stream which you're doing, then you can quit the job. Okay, but again, it's your personal choice, personal decision. Yeah, those, I think this is what the master tip I could give, Rajeshwari.
Thank you so much, sir.
Any other questions? Are we already on top of the time? I think
Yes, sir.
yes.
We can take one feedback if anyone wishes to.
Good evening, sir.
Mhm.
Myself, Satvika, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, because PharmD and IT, it sounds very different, but today you have completed your PharmD and you're working in the healthcare IT sector. And this is you are the first person whom I'm listening to this about healthcare and IT. So for today, you have been an example for us, sir, and your journey has really inspired us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Satvika, and I'm glad to know that you heard me for the first time. But there are quite a few things I've already done in IT sector, and just to correct you a bit, I don't work for healthcare IT. I work in core IT, which helps IT. Sorry, which helps healthcare field to do their activities. So I nowadays, although I impart my healthcare specific knowledge, but I'm into core IT. I build softwares which are helpful for healthcare. So there is other stream called as healthcare IT, where you need to use technologies to complete your healthcare things. Okay, so basically, I'll tell you the healthcare IT and core IT stuff. The healthcare is, if you're going on ground and taking some notes on pen and paper, or maybe on if you're going on a round and taking the history of patients, so on and so forth, that's kind of a healthcare specific things, right? That's what we know, like doing healthcare proper stuff. That's And then comes healthcare IT, where you're doing the same thing, you're performing the same activities but using healthcare tools. Okay, even that is called as healthcare IT. And comes the core IT, where you are independent with any domain. If tomorrow, if I feel that I have to build something for finance department, I can do that. If I want to build something for marketing department, I can do that. So it's like, that's what the progression I've made, from healthcare to being healthcare IT, working on ETMF tool, and then core IT, building a ETMF tool. Okay, so it's like that. Yeah, and of course, thank you so much for your warm words. That motivates me to do even better, to help community. I have already dropped my LinkedIn handle here. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and there are a lot of things already. The technology folks have been talking about me. They've been calling me on their events as a speaker. So if you want to continue to be on such shows, I'll let you know whenever I'll be having next opportunity. But keeping that aside, Thank you so much, Rajeshwari and Karthik, for to say, for giving me this opportunity. I'm so blessed and I'm so happy to be here. It's been long time that I've been speaking with my fellow PharmD or pharmacy colleagues. Thank you so much. And if we are wrapping up this session, Rajeshwari, I would really, really appreciate the work you are also doing. Thanks for making this possible. Putting this all together and having all of us here on this show.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. It was great listening to you. If you're having time, we can take one more feedback, or else
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
If I'm open for that. Yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you for
Good evening.
taking time and explaining all this in detail. So actually, to just make a relevance, all my cousins and my friends are into IT. So I would
Mhm.
never listen to them because I felt it is irrelevant to me. But actually,
Yeah.
if you listen and it can strike an interest in you to learn more about it, and nothing is irrelevant to us. We can help in one way or another. And
No.
as you rightly said, having knowledge is not sufficient, but how you present it and how you take it forward is important and gives us many opportunities. And as you mentioned, having right knowledge in our core subject is important, because if
Yeah.
we do a transition from like farm D to an IT, now you have worked as a developer first, where you displayed all your IT skills, but now you're working as
Yeah.
a consultant, where you also
Exactly.
display your healthcare skills. So it is important to have knowledge in our field completely first and then make a transition. Thank you, sir, for your valuable
Exactly.
words.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedbacks whenever I'm speaking, or even if I'm not speaking, somebody goes through my LinkedIn profile or my other blogs, and they appreciate my work. But I have not received. This is really commendable, Nikita, on your part. I've not received such precise and crisp feedback. Thank you so much. And this is what I mean, kind of a closing notes from me is, somebody asked about some AI tool which can replace our job. We never know. I'm not expert to answer that question, but trust me, as long as you have leadership skills, you have soft skills to present, you have spontaneous thinking, you have articulated language, so that you can convey what you built, you can convey what you learned, your job is safe. I'll trust me on this, because a lot of companies have machineries, they have programs, they have programmers, they have tools, but they need smart people to present it. So learning it, understanding it is important 100%, but showing it is also equally important. So, and to show it, there are two ways now: either to just blabber something, go on platforms and just say something which doesn't make sense, or there is other ways. Be comfortable, be knowledgeable about your field first, understand it thoroughly, do it in silence, and then go and present it like how. Okay, so that's the thing. And thank you so much if you can take that from today's session as a takeaway. And I feel glad about it then.
Yeah, sir, it was really wonderful to listen your speech and IT technology in Pharmady. I was really glad connecting with you. And can you provide some digital marketing connections? It will be helpful for me to connect more to the people and to enhance the core healthcare sector.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll do that. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm quite active on my LinkedIn. I'll let you know the right set of people